For nearly a century, people believed that Mars was alive with a civilization. In 1877, Giovanni Schiaparelli observed dark lines on Mars and called them canali, or canals. Percival Lowell took the idea even further. He mapped hundreds of them from his Arizona observatory and argued that they were irrigation channels built by a dying Martian race to carry water from the poles to their cities. Kind of a leap, but okay. His popular books made this the dominant view in the late 1800s to early 1900s. The idea fired the public imagination. H.G. Wells wrote The War of the Worlds, and Edgar Rice Burroughs sent John Carter adventuring across a living, exotic Mars. Then science pushed back. In 1907, Alfred Russel Wallace's book, Is Mars Habitable?, showed that the planet was too cold, its atmosphere was too thin, and nearly devoid of water vapor and oxygen. In 1909, Eugene Antoniadi used a superior telescope and saw, guess what? No canals. By the 1920s, the scientific consensus was clear. Mars was a frozen desert. NASA's Mariner 4 probe in 1965 delivered the final blow. Close-up images revealed a barren, cratered, radiation-blasted wasteland. The dream had died. But what if it hadn't? What if Mariner 4 had seen something else? Green patches near the equator, stable water vapor, and trace oxygen in the thin atmosphere. In this timeline, the world erupts in excitement. The canals were an illusion, but Mars is indeed alive. Soviet Mars 2 and 3 probes landed near the green zones in 1971 and detected organic compounds and alien microbes, smaller than Earth bacteria, with different chemistry but undeniably biological. The space race does not end after the moon landings, but shifts to Mars. Martian biology becomes a real scientific field by the mid-1970s. Universities launch courses and debates rage. How does life survive here? Are these cryobiotic organisms that hibernate through harsh seasons and conditions of Mars, only emerging during opportune times in the Martian life cycle? How are they uniquely attuned to live in such a harsh environment? Did life on Mars and Earth share a common origin? Soon, NASA's budget doubles. The Soviet Union matches the push. Sample return missions launched by 1976 in an effort to return samples from the planet back to Earth. Then in 1982, a Soviet probe finds complex hydrocarbons within the subsurface, something like oil, economically worthless to ship back to Earth thanks to the sheer price of such an endeavor. But ideologically, it's priceless. So they try anyway. Mars is now a resource frontier. Attempts at human missions accelerate. By the late 1980s, engineers propose a Mars Cycler, a uniquely designed ship meant to facilitate long-term travel to the red planet and would enable constant rotation of crew members thanks to orbiting around the red planet. But the challenges remain enormous, such as radiation, life support, and isolation. But the political will is unstoppable. Yet even in this timeline, true colonization is slow. By 2005, Mars is not habitable for humans. The air is too thin and the radiation is too high for long-term sustainability. The first permanent or long-term residents are rotating scientists, similar to Antarctic researchers. They are explorers and researchers, not colonists. They develop their own tight-knit culture, but they remain employees of Earth, not Martians. So don't expect an all-tomorrow situation to ever take place. Even if Mars had life, it may have made humanity more cautious and more humble in a universe that suddenly felt a little less empty.